Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another travel vlog and this time we're gonna explore Ocean Desert Safari Camp. Here we're gonna stay in a tent. So this is how all these tents look from outside. And this is how my tent looks from inside. Well, it's pretty good. I kinda like it, although it's not quite spacious, but still it's beautiful, isn't it? Well, for summers they have this cooler, but for winters they don't have a heater, so I'm quite afraid of the cold weather during the night time as it's the month of December. And guys, there's one more thing that I didn't like about this tent is that it doesn't have any full mirror. I mean, that's quite disappointing, and there's a really small mirror in the washroom. That too, it is placed at a height where I can't reach, so every time I just have to climb on a stool to see the mirror, which is quite annoying for me. So we have stepped out of our tent and now I'm gonna give you a full tour of this property. This place is like 60 kilometers away from Jodhpur. Actually, the thing was that we could not make a plan to visit Jaisalmer, and we were visiting Rajasthan, so we obviously wanted to visit a desert, and that is why we ended up here. Ocean is the beginning of the Thar Desert, and there are multiple camps here. We chose the Safari Desert camp because we thought it to be the best. This is the reception area. By the way, we are going to the parking area where our car is parked. After taking some rest in our tent, now we are heading towards the restaurant to have some snacks. This is the open air restaurant. So for beverages, there are two things, hot coffee and tea. For the snacks, only the pakoris of different kinds were available. So we ordered veg pakoris because nothing else was there in the menu. The weather right now in the evening, it's also pretty nice. I mean, it's not too cold, which is perfect. It would have been really nice if we could see the sunset from here, but the problem is that the sky is fully covered with the clouds, so we can't see the sunset, but it's fine. After having some snacks, we've decided that we'll be going for camel riding first and then bike riding in the desert. Okay guys, so here we are ready for our camel riding. This is the camel on which I'm gonna sit. Looks cute. I've done camel riding a lot of times in different places, but doing camel riding in the desert is like a must thing, isn't it? The camel on which my dad is sitting is like a very weird camel, I would say, because the camel was making like really weird sounds and doing weird activities before they sat on it. And just look the way he's walking. You can definitely tell that something is wrong with this camel. The camel on which I was sitting was a pretty good camel. I mean, he walked really nicely and properly. And this is how he's posing for the photo. I would say that these camels are quite photogenic, like they know how to pose for the photos because they're habitual of this, I think. So guys, we're done with our camel riding and it was fun. It was pretty good. And now it's time for other activities. Let's see what else we can do here. Well, we got some photos clicked while we were doing the camel riding, but they were pretty average, I would say. Now guys, it's time for another activity in the desert. By looking at this track, maybe you can guess that we're going for bike riding. Okay guys, so I'm gonna try it first. Let's see how it goes. Guys, this is not actually a bike racing track. You cannot go together. You have to go one by one because they only had this one bike. So you cannot do like a race type of a thing. So guys, I successfully rode this bike, which is quite cool. And now after me, it's my dad's turn to ride this bike. Well guys, it's around 8 o'clock I think, and now it's time to see the night view of this whole safari camp. This is how the desert looks during the night time. On every corner, these trees are like decorated with lights, which looks quite pretty. Well guys, as compared to Jaisalmer, this desert is quite small. I mean, I have to agree on this. You'll not find huge sand dunes here, but still, it's a different experience and I feel it's pretty good. I would say that the vibe here is quite nice and it's a perfect place to enjoy, especially for those who are visiting this place in a group. There are also some cultural programs which are organized by this camp. So first we have decided that we're gonna have our dinner and then we'll be going to watch these programs. This is the way to the restaurant. I think I've showed you earlier also, but yeah, this is the night view. There's this buffet system and the dinner is included in our package, so we're gonna have that. But I think there's no a la carte facility here. So this is what I bought. There were both veg and non-veg dishes. But honestly guys, the food here was terrible. I mean, I could not eat anything because I personally didn't like the food at all. There was this mutton which was tasteless. And the veg dishes were okay but not so good. And guys, there's one more thing, that if we step out of the safari camp, we'll not find any restaurants or markets or something like that because it's a deserted area. So we have to take all our meals here in this restaurant only and we don't have any options. Okay guys, now it's time to watch some cultural programs. We watched the program for some time. I mean, we sat there for a while and then we came out. The place was really crowded and there were not even enough seats for the people to sit. Generally what happens is that these cultural programs are organized in an open area, like in the desert basically. But this time they organized this in the room, which I personally feel was not worth it. People at the back could not even see the program and it was not as fun as it could have been.
After watching the program, we came to this pool area. It's too dark right now, so I'll show you the same thing during the day as well. This pool area is just outside the room in which the program was organized.
And now guys, it's time for the bonfire. It's around 11 o'clock right now, but it's too cold here. As you know, the desert becomes quite cold during the night time in the winter season. So this bonfire is like a must thing. After sitting here for a while and doing some chit chat, we'll be going back to our room. So guys, it's around 12 o'clock and we're super exhausted. So now we'll be going to our tent and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning everyone. So it's the second day in Osian Desert Safari Camp and today we're gonna check out after having our breakfast because we'll be heading towards Jodhpur. So first let's just see what's there in the breakfast. So for the breakfast there's this chole bhature, anda bhurji, upma and bread butter jam. This is what I've got. I usually don't prefer anything oily or chole bhature before traveling. That is why I'm gonna keep my breakfast really light. We did our breakfast and now we're heading towards our room, but there was an incident that took place while we were having our breakfast, so I'll tell you about that. When we were in the restaurant having our breakfast, one of the guests here found that the bread which was being served for the breakfast was actually expiry. Well, obviously after listening to this I didn't eat the bread, although it was replaced later, but still I just had upma. It's pretty disappointing to see that they're serving expiry products and bad quality of food to their guests, especially when there are no options available to eat. There are a lot of people who are staying in this camp right now, and I think all these tents here are full. I would say that this is one of the most popular among the tourists as well, which is why this type of services was not expected from this place. Anyways, as I said earlier that I'll be showing you the pool area during the day, so I'm here right now. Have a look. Last night actually there was a private party going on here, so I'm here in the noon. Just have a look at this view. This view looks really amazing, isn't it?
Overall, this desert safari camp was pretty good. I mean, the tents were nice and the property was good. The only problem with this place was the food, and that's it. Rest everything was good. So guys, that's it for today's vlog. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back with another travel vlog very soon. Till then, stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.